Hello, and welcome to another session of Block Chat. Today, I have family at home. So I feel like family because Akeem and Christina are members of Fibri, are on Fibri board with us. For those who don't know, I'm sure all of you should. Fibri is the foundation of international blockchain and real estate expertise. And we work together closely. That's why it's family at home. At the same time, Akeem is part of our board at Blocksquare, so it's much more family-like. We will be demonstrating a project that Akeem, Christina, and two of their co-founders are working on. It's OWR Invest. It's something fun, something you haven't seen similar to yet on a Blocksquare technology and a marketplace by Blocksquare. I promise you it will be something interesting, as well as it's in Portugal, so a new country in Europe, a new marketplace, and a new beginning. Guys, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah,
Happy to be,
fantastic.
happy to be here.
Yeah.
We're very happy to see you here. We're very happy to see you start something like this, a marketplace. I'll not talk much about it. I'll leave it for you to talk about it. If you would like first to talk about yourselves and then the company. But what I can tell everyone is, have you heard about tiny homes? Akeem and Christina will tell us all about it today and why are tiny homes being tokenized today. Who would like to start, Akeem or Christina?
Christina goes ahead.
Ladies first, please go ahead, Christina.
Okay, so I can start. So my name is Christina Campian. As Makram just said, I'm part of Fibri, and we actually met all each other at Fibri, and we work since quite a few years together on whatever blockchain can bring to the real estate industry. And Portugal was a little behind with all this, to be honest. Thankfully, that changed, and we are now able to do something really important here and maybe bring the awaited technology finally to Portugal. And we are actually changing the context not to just real estate, but we are aiming even higher. We are bringing the tokenization to tiny homes. It's going to be a completely new concept of tourism and tiny homes and construction in Portugal. And I think it's going to be maybe the first project of a new chapter in the real estate industry, at least here in Portugal.
Perfect. Akeem, can you tell us more, please, about the company? Where are you starting and why Portugal and why tiny homes?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean like Christina said, I think all of us were like for a while in this topic, and we basically just looked for the right project to start something like with Blocksquare and like with real estate tokenization. And so I think the team we're like four, like you said, like Christina, myself, Mark, and Diogo. I think we're the perfect construction for that. So Christina and I bring the background for blockchain and a connection to the Web3 ecosystems. And Mark, he for years developed these tiny houses, like you see in my background, the Kodos. It's a brand in Cubies. That's a different brand he owns, and produced it already all over the world. And Diogo, he's as well from Portugal. Mark is from Germany. I'm from Germany, and Christina and Diogo are from Portugal. So it's an even mix there as well. And Diogo owns a piece of land in Nazaré, and Nazaré, that's maybe most famous for the huge waves they have, where all the surfers in the world are traveling to in order to hit one of the largest waves. And so in this piece of land looks over the bay of Nazaré onto the sea, and on the other side it looks deep into the forest. So it's a very nice location, and it's just really inviting to have something like our Kodos, like our tiny homes, that are not too intrusive in this really beautiful nature, but offers you a great way to relax and to enjoy life. And so what we then came up with is like with OWR Invest to start with this project, but in future offer like other landowners to actually make their dream true by tokenizing their land plus like the tiny house projects on top, and offer it via our marketplace to the community in order to invest and to actually make this project true. I think the big difference towards other, I mean, projected real estate developments, and we all know it's always a bit risky. I mean, if you invest in tokens in a project that doesn't exist yet, we have experience in producing this Kodos, and right now we're producing it, the first Kodos already in Portugal. And so I think that is a really high quality we can offer, and a very low risk from it's really they just need to be put on site. And I think this combination from making land accessible, make holiday resorts accessible, and offering a very high quality environment with low and sustainable impact in the nature. I think that's what we want to achieve, what we want to deliver. And I think what we hear from the feedback of people, it's really hitting a nerve. Like people are really open for this, and so we're really all excited and really looking forward to making this next big step together with Blocksquare.
That's perfect. So let's redefine what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is a group of experts, each in his field, came together, a landowner, a producer of tiny homes, and two individuals who have been involved since a serious period of time, probably before many heard about tokenization, with blockchain tokenization and impacting the industry with the tech. They came together and they decided that starting with a piece of land that is in an amazing place. I haven't seen it, but I can tell you from what the gentleman and the lady have described, Akeem said it's on top of a hill. Around it is a forest overlooking the bay. Am I right, Christina?
Yes, you're completely right. It's a magical place.
Perfect. And that is the place to be usually when you're building a tourism a project, when you're building a hotel or a resort or a eco tourism development. You're building it in a way that is very sustainable, low impact on nature. You're building it with a lower than usual capex model because when you build the brick, it takes longer time. It's generally higher capex. It's generally more maintenance. Again, this is debatable on how is it lower maintenance or higher maintenance with time. However, it's proven today that high quality prefabricated houses that come out of factory can be built with less defects, obviously because there's a system constructing those and getting those out. And this is what we have in front of us. What OWR team is doing is they're raising to develop that. They're not raising to buy the land. The land is already there. They're raising to develop that. And then that will become a resort that will become operational. Are you talking to operators already, Akeem, or are you planning to do this at a later stage?
No, we're talking already to operators, like local operators, obviously, like connected to Diogo's network, and yeah, and obviously that's quite important to have that in mind, like that we offer a whole package there. And I mean, obviously, and to be honest, this is the first project we're doing. I mean, we have all a lot of experience, but we're bringing it all together, and that's why we decided to take more risk for this first project. So it's not only that Diogo is owning the place, we're as well investing into the development, like the architectural costs, and think that's something we're taking on. And so we want to make sure, and as well, we want to have the control over this first project to showcase
So
what we want.
you're putting more equity in it, which is
Yes,
more comfortable for token holders in the future, yeah, because the founders have the land and have equity in
exactly.
the infrastructure and development.
Exactly. I mean, as I said, it's a learning curve definitely for us as well. So we need to like make this happen. So we have to take extra care to learn from this project and to build up something really valuable. And yeah, so that's the approach we're currently driving forward, and but obviously that makes it so exciting for us as well, so that we're really part of this project.
We are
And
really, really part of it. I mean, I just went last week with the topographer, with Diogo, that is the owner, and we measured the land from one corner around and all the land. And, I even used locations with what free words, etc. So it's really hands-on project. We are completely involved 100%, the four of us in every way. So this is the project that will be really our first child.
yeah.
You know what? I'm known to ask the wrong questions and put people in trouble usually. How about if you agree with us now that over the coming period, starting now when it's land, raw land, take videos from the area if you can, simple videos taken with your mobile to
Mhm.
tell everyone so that we can really envision what we visualize today. What do
Yeah,
you think of that?
yeah,
Well, we already have something prepared, so we can share that with our network, with your network, our networks, of course.
Mhm.
And we are doing this like gradually, because as the architect is working on the project, we will be there in person several times to envision the location of the tiny houses, to envision the location of the infrastructure, where will be the pool, etc. So all this will be, we go there in person and we try to imagine what we do there. How do we do it? So this is going to be all videoed. Yes, video
Yeah.
footage.
Perfect. And if somebody buys a token today, when you launch, are they buying into the development itself? Are they buying into a tiny home that's coming up on this land that will be operated afterwards?
They will buy into the resort, like into the whole. So we will like basically based on like the whole application process we're going through. We can only decide how many homes we will put on it, but based on that, we will then kind of tokenize the resort, like not only one house but the resort, and whoever buys a token will be then participating in the revenue of the resort, or like get a return based on the revenue of the resort.
Perfect. And when you say they invest in the resort, are they investing in the resort as equity partners, similar to how you're investing today when you put equity in to develop infrastructure and the likes?
I wouldn't compare that. I think because it's less risk involved. I think when we're really involved in the project risk right now. So once we put it up on the platform, we have planning application ready. We have the plans laid out. We have the cost all set up, so we can really clearly decide how much tokenization we need for the project to go forward. So I think the token buyer will really know what you're getting into. I mean, we obviously right now we're in the beginning of the project, and as we are setting up our marketplace, we're developing our the project further. And so I think the token buyer will have a very clear picture on what they're going to get, and what kind of what they will participate and what they will get out of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've looked at your launch plan some time ago. Can you please define, Christina, for us your launch plan? When are you expected to have the first tiny home there? When are you expected to launch the token and launch the platform? Before launching the token, let's talk about launching the platform, and then on we go from there. What does that roadmap look like?
Well, we are planning to do everything, let's see, by the end of this year. I mean, the first house, hopefully, I'm not even sure which date we previewed for the first house, because everything depends on first having the approval of the tourism industry for this resort. So this is what we are working on right now. And we should have this idea by the moment we launch our marketplace. So basically, when we launch, we will have very clear deadlines for our investors, and we are now working on eliminating, let's say, maybe 80% of the existing risk at this moment. Because the moment we have the project approved, the moment we have the factory vetted, which will be building both infrastructure and the houses, this is ongoing at this moment. So they already started with their first model. After that, I think, our dependence on the success is like very low, because we are almost guaranteed to be a successful resort because of the location, because of being Nazaré, that is worldwide known for its waves, of course, and all the surf competitions going on during the year, everything. So the timeline will be, during this year, we have the marketplace launched and people will be able to invest. And from that moment on, we have, I think, how much time did we measure? I think 12 months for the first
I
kudos to
think
be
exactly.
put in place.
Exactly like the plan we have in the proposal we shared with Blocksquare is like 12 months for like putting the first kudo on top, like a tiny home on the site. That's factoring it in some like insecurity about the planning application, so it can be quicker than that. Right now we're working with a producer in Portugal, and we envision like to have that it takes 2 months to build one home. It's
Yes.
just pretty fast, and obviously they can then do several at one time, and they can probably speed up the process over time. So I think that's and we envision just to put like a couple of houses on the site in the first run, and then take it from there.
So
But
you're today democratizing the ownership of a resort.
yeah,
Not only democratizing the ownership of one single home or one building, but it's an operation. It's
yeah,
something that is breathing and living, and you're giving everyone the ability to invest in a European country in a location that is very uh, known for sports, which is an extreme sports, and there's studies that say extreme sports are booming and will probably continue to boom for the coming considerable future, knowing that the new generation would love to take more risk when doing sports and more aggressive towards that. But also, it's a resort, an operation, and they will be able to benefit from the returns of all of this happening.
yeah,
And probably the first, and this is usually what takes place, the first comers are the most profiting or profiteers of a successful project like that, because usually when a developer does it first time, the second time they develop it, the third time they develop it, they start having a premium on their development, because obviously the risk is much less. So currently, although you're taking much of the risk on your shoulders by having the land plus investing in the infrastructure and limiting the equity that you need to raise, which limits the amount of tokenization raise you need to do. However, on top of that, whoever is entering into the first attempt,
yeah.
and probably will hopefully have the most benefit out of it. Can you tell me, please, what's your plan afterwards? Are you planning to have landowners, and can landowners start approaching you as soon as
Yeah.
you launch your platform to say, you know what, I have a land, or I have a different type of plot, and I would be interested to subscribe to this model? The idea of you helping them with project developing, with streamlining the process, with the execution of the project, and then afterwards the tokenization that can be part of the capital stack, or hopefully in the future can be the whole, can take over the capital stack,
Yeah.
and then the operation afterwards, either yourself is or with operators that you're talking to.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talk already to other landowners. So I think, and that's obviously everybody who owns a piece of land, like obviously our focus for now is Portugal, but it's not limited to Portugal in future. Please approach us. So we're happy to talk to everybody, and that is what we envisioned as a big, master plan behind it. Like OWR Invest is like one kind of slice of pie of the whole cake we wanna develop, So in future there will be like a whole marketplace around this development. So where we OWR Invest will be like the investment part of it. We will provide hospitality on the other side, like if you looking for a hospitality provider, that we can help you with finding them. Like if you want to have different tiny houses, that we provide different tiny house producers as well, and so that we really cover the whole value chain of developing tiny house resorts. That should be kind of formed together and accessed by OWR, like Open World Residency, like the kind of the marketplace we're see in the future. But I mean, I think all is hinging like to prove that the vision we have is possible and that we really produce something you can visit, can stay there. I think that's a big important first step. And I think maybe Makram, what I want to add to, like, I think this, I always love this internationalization of projects like this. Obviously, you can invest from everywhere, but especially looking at this project we're talking about in Nazaré, and in general, I think in future, I think it's important to look at the local people for this project as well, and that's a very important part we want to include. That we, I mean, we all know that people who maybe suffer from waves of tourists and live next door, they don't really have much benefit of it, and I think that's not the right way forward, and that's not nothing we want to kind of make worse. Now we want to make it better. We want to as well approach the community in Nazaré or in future locations where we are, and to offer them to be part of this project, and not only like by maybe influencing how it will be developed, which is definitely important, but as well like participating financially and gaining in it as well, so that they're not only seeing the tourists having a great time there, but as well have some tangible return on it as well. And I think this in combination with like having international investment coming to a country like in our case Portugal, I think that's a very strong and very powerful message we want to bring across.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. By the way, inclusivity of that community would be definitely a value add. So
Yeah.
you go to a touristic destination sometimes and you see people hating that you're there, and you go
Yeah.
to others and you see everyone loving that you're there. And obviously, the financial model in that matters, because parties who are benefiting from you being there would not bother or would not mind your noise and your what you're getting in with you. But parties who are not benefiting, who are disconnected from that, do mind that.
Yeah.
Christina, sorry, you wanted to say something.
no, I just wanted to say that we also offer kind of a finder's fee for eventual scouts that could bring us lands and owners interested in doing business, this type of business. That means that real estate agents or other type of people that are involved with this type of lands could bring us our new clients with new lands and with new projects, and we would pay them as well. So we are working on creating a benefit program for them as well.
You know what? That's perfect. It's amazing to see someone who's developing a business, which is, I see here, it's a project development consultancy and execution business and funding, and tokenization is a part of it. Rather than many times, and most of the times, we see whoever is into tokenization does not have a business and wants tokenization to be their business. Here you have a full business model, and tokenization is part of it. And again, with time, hopefully tokenization will take a bigger part of the capital stack, and then you will not require external funding in any conventional manner. You will go to tokenization only because it's more transparent, easier to put together, and hopefully with the legislation coming up in a more progressive manner, it will support that. Maybe in the future, you'll be able to have people who buy tokens into your project, subscribe to even residency, buy investment programs and other programs. Maybe, who knows? But it's good to see someone with a business, with a business model, with a complete circular dimension, and they're putting tokenization as part of it, because that signifies that it's a much bigger probability of succeeding in a much more meaningful way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't stop with tokenization, it starts there.
Exactly. Yeah. No. I think from my point of view, like tokenization is the liquidity engine for the project or the vision we have. So it's like this first important step that can start like to bring something in a rolling mode and like to move forward. And yeah, and obviously to have the power of the community behind, like people who yeah, who want to invest but who want to visit as well, and that's definitely the target audience we have. So obviously it's not, we all know that, of people who involved in real estate tokenization should know that it's not about ownership, because you don't own that piece of land or that building, but you participate in it. You participate in like the value that is created there. And but of course, what we want to achieve as well, that you think, oh, that's I did now participate in that the token sale. I know I want to make this happen, but I want to as well participate in like the fun and the quality of life that I have there and I can have there. So I think this is really like the magic, like to combine this. And I mean, that slogan we formed, like invest where you enjoy life. I think that is definitely transporting what we want to achieve to yeah, to combine these two things.
What you said, Akeem, now is also one of the nice points in tokenization. Tokenization and the instance of tokenization can be defined as you wish as an investor, as a token issuer, as a project owner. It can be defined as a participation. It can be defined as an ownership. It can be defined how you define it initially in smart contract, in an immutable, transparent way where everyone sees it. So what Akeem described now is one of the ways to tokenize, and one of the ways for you to buy tokens and participate. And there's other ways. Ultimately, there's tokenization where you do own part of an asset. It can be a single asset, single apartment, single family home, single building. It can be obviously a resort like the case here. It can be a hotel, but it can also be a single identifiable unit where today you can own part of the economic value that is resembled by the deed through a process. Hopefully, in the future, you can impact the deed directly, and hopefully, the future is not far away at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you have all of those models, and tokenization can act as participation, ownership, ownership part of economic values, can act even like debt or an instrument similar to that, can act as any, regardless, as long as it's transparent and serves the purpose. So here, it serves the purpose of the development and the vision, but it's also transparent to people and they understand exactly what they're buying into. And this is what Akeem described here. That's very good. Christina, can you tell us more about, so it's a brilliant area. You live and you breathe it. Sometimes I'm not sure how close to it do you live, but I'm
Very close, half an
sorry,
hour.
half an hour. Okay, that's great. So. So we can tell everyone who visits the resort you're very close to Christina, and Christina will hopefully meet you there.
Yes, I can. I can. I
Oh,
will
that's
probably
okay.
spend a
So
lot of time there.
sure. So, Christina, if you wanna define more the interest in the area today, because anyone who's investing cares more about the returns, especially if they're participating in a resort and in a development. Are there plenty of hotels around? Is it a developing area where there are currently no plenty of hotels, but it's coming up, similar to what Algarve used to be years ago when Algarve started, and now you probably can't find a spot in Algarve to develop. Where is it in the development plan as an area, and where is it in the development cycle?
Well, let's start with the fact that the part of the country where Nazaré is located, and I also live, it's called the Silver Coast. The Silver Coast starts a little bit up north from Lisbon, like around Ericeira. It's somewhere there that it starts, and it goes up to Porto, that you already know. And it's basically, if you look at the map on Google Maps, you can see that from Ericeira until Porto, you will find a straight line along the coast that is beaches linked between each other that there are parts of the day that you cannot go through because of the water being higher, and other parts of the day that you can just go from one beach to another. And this is kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of beaches linked between each other. In Not in the middle, but almost in the middle of it, you can find Nazaré. Nazaré is a place that has been developed in the last 10 years. They had a strong development because of these worldwide championships that they started there, and um, every time McNamara had a new record there, then a new type of crowd started to come. So, like, for example, if you talk to an American couple, I'm a realtor in Portugal, so I have a lot of American clients as well. They will also ask me all the time about Nazaré. That means that, are there properties available in Nazaré? We would be interested in buying in Nazaré. That is the last 10 to 15 years. In the last 10 to 15 years, it's a lot of development happening there. A lot of good hotels have been built there. There are existing hotels from before, so there is already an infrastructure, but they are developing it a lot. And yes, I believe it will become the new Algarve. The Silver Coast is a different type of climate. It's a bit colder. It's not that hot summer, and it's a bit colder waters, harsh water, but there's a specific type of people that enjoy their stay here because they like surfing, they like extreme sports. So this is why it's a different destination from Algarve. But I can tell you that the amount of construction happening here is it has been never seen before.
So it's the place to be today and to be developing
It is.
today.
It is the
That's
place where you would like to invest your money because it will value a lot more in 5 to 10 years.
Mm. Yeah, and I
cool.
think about Nazare, I think it has a 12-month season because you have that in the winter and autumn, you have the surf season, and then
Yes.
obviously in the summer and spring, it's just a great place to stay. Plus, you have obviously the seaside, but you can just turn around and walk in the forest and walk like canoe alongside a river on a river. So I think I think that this is nice for both. I mean, you can have your yoga retreat on the one side and you go surfing on the other side. And it's not a boring beach resort. It's really like offering some really different ways of doing activities.
That's great. You know what? I'm excited for that to happen, and I'm excited to visit it. And hopefully, very soon, we will be able to visit your first resort, and it will not be the only; it will be one of many to come. Um, I would say for anyone who wants today to understand more, again, you have no obligation, but you want to understand more about what can you do with a plot of land there or anywhere else today in Portugal, but maybe tomorrow afterwards in any other country in Europe or anywhere else. Please feel free to get in touch with Akeem and with Christina. How is it best to get in touch with you guys?
Well, I think currently via LinkedIn is obviously always good. We're still building up a web page. You can just drop your email right now. There's not much information yet, so this will happen in the next couple of weeks. I think that's probably the best.
LinkedIn is up and running. You can find us there. And by the way, just wanted to mention that the laws regarding possibilities for building in specific lands that are agricultural lands have changed. So the Portuguese government just issued new laws regarding that, that opens up a lot more possibilities for our type of projects as well. We did not expect this when we started, and this is kind of
It's a
seems like,
sign. It's a
yes, seems like a little present from the government in Portugal for our projects, honestly. So we are really excited
That's
about
very
that.
good. That's very good. It's interesting to see governments also go to progressive um, measures to help businesses, to help communities develop further. And I believe this is what governments should be doing everywhere. That proactive approach is something I enjoy where I live, and I live in Dubai, and hopefully everyone will enjoy everywhere in the world going forward, where governments will become more proactive towards assuring and ensuring that everything from infrastructure to everything else is sustainable and is
Mm.
profitable. Thank you so much for being with us today. Do you have anything else to tell our community, your community, and everyone else who may be listening to us?
Yeah, just looking forward to like hearing from everybody and like engaging in the community and like with our project. And I think this will be really exciting weeks ahead. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, we've probably forgot about our Discord channel that it's up and running as well for the community. So that is another channel that our community and even people that don't know us can reach out and ask questions. And we will be communicating updates on how the project goes even before the marketplace is up. So this will be starting very soon in the next days already. So please stay tuned.
By the way, for those who don't know, Akeem is the master of meetups. So when prior to Fiverr even starting, Akeem was developing meetups, and I believe there will be many meetups in the community and around this project and around the development and hopefully the future developments. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm excited for you and I'm excited with you, not only because at the end of the day, you're using Blocksquare technology and you're part of an ecosystem. But also, I'm excited to see members of Fiverr putting an effort towards something that is pioneering a certain, because the tokenization is a meetup between many industries most of the time. And here, pioneering something in Portugal that can benefit everyone in Portugal and elsewhere. Thank you so much for being with us. For everyone who's seeing us, thank you for being with us today. Hopefully, we've given you something that is interesting to think of and to study. We will look forward for the next blog chat. Ciao.
So.
Thank you. Bye.